What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza, coming to you with a great recap of all things PGF. We have a post show. We've got some friends joining us tonight. We have Dom MEJIA, John Chandler, Matt MASCH, and Brady BRANSCUM. You don't want to go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, get excited. You're watching the official PGF post show. Sir, you want to be right on top of that because, ladies and gents, we had somebody who came out and made a statement. They were very spicy today. He is somebody who qualified for this tournament, and for a minute, it looked like we weren't going to see you, but ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Dom MEJIA. Welcome, sir. It is a pleasure to have you here. Just to double check, do you go by Dom MEJIA? And I heard it pronounced a different name.
Yeah, so my name's Dominic MEJIA. I go by Dominic. I'm not particularly upset either way, but most of the time people call me Dom.
Okay, because when I've heard people say it, I heard one person even go as MEJIA, and I go, I think that's wrong.
Yeah, no, family's from Mexico, so the J's and H basically.
There we go. That's what I thought. Dom, tonight, huge statement was made. You were talking very quickly after you got your first submission. What exactly did you say out loud?
Oh, yeah, so I was watching all the podcasts. I think it was your podcasts and things like that, and I don't know what the actual betting lines and everything like that is, but I know that I think it was for $900 for the fantasy. Okay. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that I'm that cheap. So, and I always look for something, to like feel like the underdog a little bit. I like to feel like a chip on my shoulder. So I'll figure something out by next week. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, no, that's fair. But okay, when I heard you coming in and feel like, prove me wrong, I'm always like, does he mean us? Because I think you're quite good.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people think you're quite good. And in fact, I think you were so good that people were scared when you were coming in because you were going to change the dynamics of things, and you did. May I make a note and an observation? Do you mind if I do that? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, speech teacher, it's in me deep. I used to compete in speech the way you compete in jiu-jitsu, okay? When you're going to talk trash or get the attention of the audience, take a breath. Do you know how it came out?
No, honestly, don't know.
Okay, I got you, bro. Here's how it came out. You were starting to address the larger audience. You were just like, everybody, what? Tell me now. And I go, no, my man needs breath control. Yeah. So here's how I would do it. I'm somebody who talks trash when I roll. That's what I do. It's how I pass guard. Shit at passing guard. Pretty good at talking trash. When I'm passing guard and I'm talking trash, I usually do this. Wow, you call that a guard? Like, get that breath in.
Yeah.
Because what you did is you committed hard, and I was just like, oh no, he's out of breath because you put on a show for us. So
yeah, I was squeezing his head off.
That's my note for you for next week. Yeah, I want to see it because I feel you're going to be chirping at us a little bit more. But you came in with this chip on your shoulder, and then all of a sudden, you're out here, you're talking to the audience, and then you eased back into Dom, the nice guy that we saw here walking around a little bit earlier. But to us, what did it feel like to get that finish and make that very quick statement here today?
I mean, it feels good to get the submission in, and this. I was honestly prepared to kind of do what happened in Jet, where I get no points today. I was honestly ready for it. I knew that I had Ant, I had CJ, I had Derek Rayfield. These are all guys that have been in the game for a bit and all have experience, and I knew it was going to be hard to get submissions, you know what I mean? So I was kind of ready to just come in and get whatever I could. I knew it was a possibility that I was going to go 0 today. So it felt good to get the points in, felt good to have the kind of the pressure off me. I got 12 points today and puts me pretty high up. I was 8th and 7th for a little bit in the playoffs. I think Jet just pushed me out. But
I did see you over on the sidelines booing and jeering according to who was going to keep you out of the top. Yeah. But it should go for noting that it was pretty close all the way throughout. So you're not far out, but for a one-day thing, that's a pretty good place to be, young man. Yeah. So you're just right there.
Yeah, no. I think I'm pretty set, and I set a good foundation for the next 2 weeks. So I'm happy with it. Hopefully I can get more than 12 points next week. That'll be the goal, but we'll see how it goes. I don't go into any match with a plan. I watch them, of course, and I see them a little bit, but I don't go in with a plan. I just kind of go in and just try to be creative and do my thing, and whatever comes. If it's a break, if it's a kill, it is what it is. I'm not very picky.
How do you do that? Because I'm a meticulous planner, and it's hard for me not to go in with a plan. I'm also of the mindset of like, sometimes when footage exists, I'm like, I have to watch. I want to see something. I want an idea. And I know everybody comes from a different philosophy of where they come in. Yours is just a natural instinct, and it's very good. How did you develop that, and why do you prefer to do it that way?
Yeah, I've gone back and forth. So for a while, I'd study everyone, and I'd really study people and really try to have like a general game plan down. And what kind of happened with me is that I thought more about what the actual opponent was good at rather than what I was good at. And what ended up happening is I'll have matches where I kind of look flat because I was afraid of certain things. A good example of that was I had a match with Owen Jones on Who's Number One, and I was afraid of getting submitted by him, and I ended up looking flat with guard passing, and I ended up losing a decision there. And matches like that, I kind of started changing how I view things, and I try to see like, okay, well, I know they're generally good at, and I watch enough to see like what their general game is, but I don't watch it so much where I overly respect someone. And I think I'm best mentally when I think I'm better than the other person, and if I give them too much respect, I pull back myself.
I see that, and I mean, that's why I think you have a come down. I think you go from using that fuel of saying, I'm better than this person, and then we see the normal side of you on the microphone. Maybe about a minute afterwards, it's like somehow it like is a movie where it just wears off, and you're just like, oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Who did that? That guy killed somebody. Oh, no. That was really bad. But you got 2 kills tonight, so it wasn't just the first one. Then you get a second kill. So how did you feel after getting that second kill? And do you mind telling us how you got that second kill?
Yeah, so Ant's really good. I knew he was good coming into this, and I got the back pretty quick. I think he overextended from pass. I was kind of surprised he gave me the back that easy. I think he was just really trying to avoid stalling calls. I got the back on him, and then he was doing really well. I thought he was going to do what was happening to Jet, where he just stalls them out. Yeah. And then so I kind of changed course. I was trying to look for an arm bar or a head and arm, and eventually he overextended and gave me the head and arm. I like to do kind of like a side head and arm or a side karagatame. It's something that actually Gordon showed a good amount in the gym, and he does it kind of like where you grab your forearm rather than the bicep, and you lean into them. And you're essentially using your body weight to do it. Gordon's almost sent me to sleep several times with it. So I kind of had that experience, and I feel like I have a pretty solid squeeze. So once I felt it, and I knew I grabbed my forearm, I was like, oh, it's done.
Yeah. And then, of course, your last match was, I believe that was you and Derek this evening. I mean, that was a really fun match to watch because he came as an alternate last week, got respect on his name. Yep. You came in as an alternate this week. So it just begs the question, who else are we going to find here? Because, it felt like every single week there's a new freaking supervillain coming in to be like, oh, you thought you were done with me, Batman. Yeah. Aha. Instead, this week, I'm looking at you guys, and I thought you were a great example of what we want our alternates to be. Like, go out there, make a statement, make the most of your name, and make a difficult decision for somebody to say, make a reason why you shouldn't say.
Yeah.
So that's a very difficult place to be.
I was joking with Landon Elmore because he's my teammate. We talk every day. We've texted every day for the last 2 weeks. And I was like, bro, if you keep breaking my teammates, I'm gonna pull in Reese Lefevre, our other teammate. And he's like, no, I gotta stop. So, there's a lot of good guys I want to be in here. You know what I mean? And anytime there's an injury, you have some people like Officer Grimey came in, and he didn't have the best day ever, but I know he's pretty good, man. He's unorthodox, and
he's a dog.
Like that, so.
He's gonna have his day. It's just it wasn't necessarily today, but he made a statement real quickly when he was there. Let me ask this for you. There was the qualifier that you did get, and you did win, and then there's this other opportunity that you had with Aiga, and I'm sure not doing it in a week isn't as easy.
Yeah.
So how difficult was it for you to say, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it initially?
I was going back and forth for a while. I had several calls with BMAC. I There was one call where it's just him and Keelan, and he was like, "Please, we want you, and I was like, "Oh, I want to too." But like, it was a really good chance. I had a good team, and it was going to be a lot of money. And thankfully, it worked out that I'm ended up doing both. But it was definitely a hard decision. I made many calls. I made calls to like my mom. I made calls to like my old boss who was coaching me, and we always talk. And I had a lot of calls going back and forth. And I made the decision for AIGA just because it was hard to pass up the amount of money that AIGA was going to hand out. And then the world worked out, and that I get to do both.
I mean, I am glad it did work out this way because obviously we're fans of your work. And when I heard you were in it, I think I was reaching out to you to do an interview. And then I had to hold because I go, wait, are you doing it? Because if you're not, I have to interview the other people as well. So maybe not this time, but clearly we'll do a full-length interview down the line. It's just, it's hard for me to understand, like, I don't need you to try to explain to me why you're not coming. A big switch in the format is completely self-explanatory, but it looks like things kind of just worked out.
Yeah, it kind of worked out. I was joking that I got my cake and I get to eat it too, you know what I mean?
You do, and you're putting fear into everybody's eyes, and, you know, now that I know you're going to be over here jeering, you do math pretty quickly here, sir, so I see that happening, and I love the idea of being like, no, that's not good to me, the protagonist of the story. No.
Don't score, please. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'm all friends with most of these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like earlier, I was like, go Johnny, please don't score. Please don't score. I need zeros.
But I think this bodes well. It looks like you're coming back next week is what I can only assume here. So if that's the case, we should see you doing it. But I think that you and Sergio were a big, big swing of momentum to this. How do you feel, though, about some of these people who don't like that you guys got there? There are some people who feel a certain way that both you and Sergio, looking like ringers, coming in. What do you have to say to any of that?
It makes sense. It makes sense. I see it from the perspective that they're like, that I didn't commit to PGF initially, and they committed and did everything. But I know that if they were in my shoes, they'd be having similar talks and similar thoughts. And it doesn't bug me too much. I think that I think everyone's kind of upset that they had a potentially easier path before I showed up and potentially before Sergio showed up. And that's just how it is, man. Life isn't fair. You know what I mean? I don't ask for people that I think are maybe potentially can beat me or whatever not to show up to a tournament. You know what I mean? It's just how the cookie crumbles, and it is what it is.
Well, I mean, I'm not competing against you, so I'm glad you're here. If I was in the season, I'd probably be pretty pissed.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Don't let him in. Don't let him in.
Oh, 100%. The same way you'd be like, oh no, don't score. I'd be like, oh, I don't think he's filled out his paperwork. I think he's too young, right? Yeah. No, he doesn't know English. Look at this guy. He's clearly not able to speak the language. Let's do this, sir. I'm going to put a pin marker here because there's a very high likelihood we see each other for playoffs and we get to do this again. But I would love it if you just shout out your sponsors. That's your camera right there. Tell the people who make it possible for you to come here, sir.
Yeah, man. Number one is, let me see, there we go, Level Black right there. They've really made everything possible for me. They were the ones that believed in me the earliest, and they've made it possible for me to train and make it full-time in jiu-jitsu. So absolutely props to them, and Clayton, the owner of Level Black, 100% for them guys. Those are my main sponsors, but thank you for Alabama Twisters. Thank you to BMAC for believing me and allowing me to come in late and everything like that, guys. And if you guys are interested in my jiu-jitsu and you think I'm exciting, check me out at Dominator MEJIA on Instagram or all socials, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I feel like I'm pretty exciting. I hit submissions from weird positions and do all these types of things, and I try to be exciting as much as I can. And I hope you guys are along for the journey.
You don't need to sell the people; they saw it. They know, brother. Congratulations to you. Great debut here, and we can't wait to see you back here, sir. So go enjoy the rest of your night.
I will. Thank you,
everybody. All right, guys, we're gonna move things along. We got somebody over here who, let's put it this way. Somebody looked spicy tonight. Somebody looked like they had a mission to make. They had a statement to make, and I think they got that down. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Matt MASCH. Matt, how you doing, sir?
How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. Hey, you know what? Let's air some things because some of the people don't know this.
Yeah.
That happened last week. You were right here. I was thinking about pulling you on last week, and then you looked at me and you said, Sir, do you have a charger I can borrow? And I thought, oh, this poor peasant didn't think to bring a charger with him.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I said, if I give you this charger, I want something in return. What did I say?
You said you want me on the show, right? Or a favor, right?
Wow. Okay, there we go.
Right?
All right, this kid's really
Favor.
going out that way. So what I said was, I was like, hey, man, if this happens, I'm going to ask, and you go, that you could submit me. And I was like, oh, I was just going to say
right.
to pass your guard. But you went submit you. So what's the move I get to catch you with, sir?
It might have to be like a buggy choke. Are you that flexible?
No.
Okay.
At this age, that doesn't happen.
All right. Well, I was thinking most embarrassing.
I mean, there are lots of pro wrestling moves that I know that I can hit you with that are actually really terribly offensive when the kids get hit. Like if I hit my kids with a Boston Crab, they legitimately are like, how do you do this? And I go, I'm not good at real jiu-jitsu. I'm good at stupid jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you have to,
yeah,
and that's what you choose, I accept.
I appreciate that. But you did something afterwards that I thought, oh, I think he's trying to get out of this. What'd you do after that?
Didn't I buy you a cookie?
You bought me a cookie, and I thought, no.
Yeah.
It's still
works, right?
Nope, that contract is still 100% there. Because the worst part is, never let the negotiator say it first.
Yeah.
Because when I was standing there, I thought, oh, I just want to pass your guard, so that way I can look at people and be like, dude, this isn't that hard. Why are you guys having an issue with this? So instead, you foolishly said, what? You want to get a submission? I go, oh yeah, for sure, I'm getting that.
Yeah, I fumbled that.
It's all right, brother.
But you know what? It's in good.
I mean, listen, nobody's gonna think that I actually submitted you,
Hey,
so I
they
think it'll be
might.
good.
The
Yeah.
haters might.
You know what? You've been talking a lot about haters, though. Where are these haters? Where do they exist? Because I just see a lot of people who love you in the chat.
It's all up here, bro.
Okay.
It's all up here. I mean, of course, there's people who don't like you, but it's not enough to where like, oh, those are my haters. you
Oh
know?
no, I know in the chat they don't tend to like me, but they love you, brother.
Yeah, I think it's just that style. But honestly, it's always about myself.
Okay.
I'm always like pushing myself, and always like beating myself up or pushing.
Sure.
So it's like I could be my own hater sometimes.
But you have great results from that, so it does kind of work in that way. So let's talk about your experience thus far in. Let's talk about first, when you went for what you went for at the draft, what was going through your mind?
Being second, but also being a little bit lower, like when it comes to the price. I was just thinking about it doesn't matter about like the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, of course, I would like $6,000.
I'm gonna pull you in just
Like
slightly.
a JJ Bauer situation or something.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like I'm here to dominate. I'm here to show up and compete. It's like a blessing to get paid. So, it didn't hit me too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like just another underdog situation. It's like, all right, you want to pay me less? Watch this, So that's how I handled it,
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get to talk after that, but
Yeah.
I knew of you from your other work, and I just thought it's wild to me that you have somebody with your credentials that then you say, I think it's worth this much. So on my side, I go, well, he's going to be a steal. And then I'm sure for you, I ran into you and some other folks who were like, man, I wish I got more. I'm not where I want to be. But yet you haven't really had bad matches. You've been really fun to watch. And part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you tonight is that first match tonight, sir, you let us know.
Yeah.
You reminded us like, nope, I'm on the hunt. I'm still in this top 8. I'm still going for it. And I thought that was some great respect for you. So what did you feel like when you got your submission tonight?
Hey, first off, thank you. I felt like I just had to bring it to him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's a vet. Zach's pretty good. So, like, what do I have to lose? And a little bit of that, like, I don't fear anybody. So it's like, I'm going to just push the pace and do what I do best. And, like, the results were very, very, very good, So.
And to me, I think I'll have to check the tape, but I felt like we identified you and Zach as a match to watch because I felt like the two of you were underappreciated. And to me, I'm like, no, these guys are workhorses. And it's going to have major implications for who advances further. You got this huge break on Zach, and he's not easy to submit. A lot of these guys have been struggling with him, and he's had great matches too. And you guys were putting on together an excellent match. You got the better of him, and then immediately we start wondering, like, oh no, is he out? Like, what does that mean? But at the same point, I saw what you had to do to get that finish.
Yeah.
Because you knew there's no way he's going to tap.
No.
A lot of the kids say you got to send it, and you had to send it.
That's definitely a motto I like to say. You just got to send it. You know, at that point, it's like if I let him out and I lose it and we draw, it's like, first of all, I'm not doing my job and putting points up for the team, and I'm also not being, being a competitor.
Yeah.
You know, like you gotta look for it, and once you have it, I don't mean to do it, but it's like part of sport.
You don't want him to be injured,
Yeah.
but you need to win.
100%.
And he is the same way, and you know that if you didn't do that, we've seen him get out of other things and then start putting it on other people. But from the get-go, he's somebody who's been aggressive with a lot of people, and you were getting better of him on the feet. And I thought, oh, okay, that's how I knew you were on a level today. So, second match, not the result that you wanted, but what did you take away from that match?
Honestly, definitely not the result I wanted, but it was more like, I know I'm better than these guys, and that might be, cocky, or like some people might look at that and be like, this guy is crazy or something, but I know I'm better than these guys, and it's just a matter of like putting my best foot forward. And I think when I'm not being first and I'm not doing that, I could get caught. And so learning from that, it's honestly all about like not getting up here. You know what I'm saying? And just more stacking those wins. I was talking to my coach the other day, and we've been game planning for weeks and weeks and weeks, and mindset and physical, all this stuff. And I think to myself, like, why am I looking at these 3 matches separate? Everyone is like, oh, I have this guy, this is my game plan. This guy, that's okay. But I kind of took a step back and was like, this is a mini tournament.
Yep.
This is like each night, it's 3 matches. Like that's a quarter, semis, and a final. So like, if I put it in that familiar perspective, I can use it and start to like be comfortable and then not let that stuff happen. But, stuff happens and you get submitted and you learn. So,
but think of it like this. In a tournament, you lose, you're done. Here, that's not necessarily the case. Here, this is like a showcase. Each night is a showcase where you say, okay, that doesn't define me. And so that's the thing I try to remind the guys, which is they'll come up to me trying to tell me like, oh, man, yeah, because they feel a little embarrassed if they got caught or something like that. And I go, you're not done.
No.
And I go, and you're done if you mentally start thinking like, I need to make an excuse. I'm here to give you props when you do something great. And every once in a while, it might be, hey, maybe don't pass on your left side. Like something like that every once in a while, just the outside perspective. But I try to let you guys live your own lives and let nature take its course out there, because I don't want to necessarily play favorites, but we have a lot of friends in here. Yeah. What's more important to me is that everybody comes in with the mentality of, I want to be the best, and I want to know that I left here giving my best. So if I ever feel like anybody's off that, I just kind of slap them around and I go, hey, listen, you're still you. Shut the fuck up and get your shit together. And that is about as intense as I get with people, because I just go, I don't want you to not feel like you didn't perform your best and just mentally not be there, when physically your acknowledgments and your achievements speak for themselves. So
100%.
That's where I'm at.
I appreciate that too. It's like that outside perspective with the wisdom, and you've seen a lot. So when that comes from you, even just to me, I take that and I'm like, shit.
So that's why, it's funny. I saw your match. I saw your third match, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your third match. But before you do, I'll tell you what I saw after your third match. I already knew I wanted to book you. And then you had another barn burner match, right?
Yeah.
But then normally the time I'd go and say like, hey, man, I want you on the post show. You posted up right here to watch the rest of your team. And I said, I don't want to interrupt you right then and there because you were still in the zone.
Yep.
And brother, if there's one thing I've learned about you, you might be a pretty competitive person at a game night. Because I saw you pacing around afterwards, and I go, oh, my man's feeling it because he wants that win for his team. So tell me about your third match.
Yeah, man. So like 5 minutes before, I'm like looking at Mike John. I'm like, why is he warming up? And why is Brady have like a beer in his hand? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, bro, this guy is out. Brady's out. And I'm like, all right. I check like Smooth Comp, and I'm like, Mike John. All right, here we go. So I see him warming up. I just get in the zone. And honestly, the game plan and like the mental didn't change. Like, it was just another guy that I'm going to go up against, and I'm going to give it my all. And I'm going to try and put points on the board for the team. So honestly, stepping foot against Mike John, I did fight him before.
Yeah.
So that kind of plays a role. But yeah, I just felt really good that match as well. Just getting after him.
I went up to him, and I'll give you the same compliment. I said, that was a hell of a match. Like, that's about as much as we can ask for guys who are not 100% at all times. Like, Mike came back from being on the injured reserve, and I go, maybe you should get injured more often, bro, because that match was fire.
Yeah.
And then I looked at you, and I go, no, this is why I pulled you on tonight. Like, you're in a good place.
Yeah.
So if you can harness that energy and kind of be in that moment, you can extend that forever and ever. Like, the way that you figure this out, the minute you kind of learn how to get that and carry that through here, a lot of the times you just have to have one super fight.
That's
Here,
true.
this is a night of 3 times the death matches. And then you hobble out here a little bit. At the end of the night, you come back next week, you do it again. But what is your prediction? What do you think is going to happen for you for the next 2, maybe 3 weeks here?
I find myself sometimes thinking about the future a lot, you know, and I think that's a great question. I think, hey, what do you think you're going to do in these next 2 weeks? And for me, I don't like to play like these mental midget games. So instead, it's just all about dominating. Like, I keep saying that to myself, and that's something my coach reiterates to me. So, of course, I want to get more points on the board, right? And so that's a given, you know. And so when I dominate and I be myself, like the first and third match, the points and all this extra publicity and these amazing matches and the cash bonuses that comes with it, right? So I just need to continue to keep, you know, a good head, continue to work, and just be dominant out there. So I'm excited for these next 2 weeks. I'm gonna definitely climb the scoreboard though, you know. So that's the goal.
I like hearing that, sir. The camera is right there. It's all yours. Give a shout out to the people who are watching at home. Take care of any sponsors. Floor is yours, sir.
Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. But I want to shout out Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu out in New York, Mike Wacker, the whole entire team. Actually, my teammates, you guys have gotten me to where I am now, so I'm incredibly grateful. Along with the kids program, I'm doing this for you kids. You know, even the teens in the adults program, you guys are the kids who I once was, and so I want to give you the best version of myself so you have something to look up to. And then lastly, man, I just want to give a shout out to Alabama Twisters and the whole entire PGF cast. You guys have been amazing, you know, at a professional standpoint, and even just with the venue and how you guys run things. I really appreciate it. And my Alabama fans, apparently I have a ton, I'm being told. Thank you guys. I appreciate the support, and I'm definitely going to come out to Alabama. I would love that.
That's what's up. Hey, man, you really do go out there and you do dominate, which is going to be so insane when I submit you, because it's going to be like, how did that happen? This dude, he dominates, but like this random host who's a rando dude is somehow submitting him. It's weird, but I got to tell you, man, part of the reason why last week when I saw you with the Charger, I go, it's a young man that's so caught up and focused on this game, he forgot about his Charger game.
I did.
But you're not going to make that mistake in the future.
No, because I don't want to get submitted by this guy.
Bro, I mean, it's too late.
Yeah,
you already signed the contract.
I guess so.
Go enjoy your night, my man.
Thank you.
Hey, Matt Mash, everybody. Great stuff here. All right. It's going to be easy to submit him, apparently, I guess. That's the... Hey, have a good night, sir. All right. We're going to move on here. We are not done. We've got more folks, and I'm looking over here at our next guest. This kid is somebody we have told you to keep your eyes on throughout the rest of this tournament. And tonight he had a performance in 3 different matches that I thought, damn, this kid's super impressive. He's been a standout for us at Subversive, and he tonight showed why he is a standout for us here at the PGF. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Chandler. John, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
this is awesome.
Pull on up a little bit, sir.
Oh,
Congratulations to you. You had an incredible night. Did you get some money bags tonight?
I got some money bags. I got 3 money bags.
So every match you had tonight, you got a money bag? Or did you just get doubled up at one point?
I got doubled up.
Where'd you get doubled up?
I got doubled up in the last match, which I was not expecting it because he had
Really?
my back. But
Okay.
I was trying relentlessly to get out, and I think that's why I didn't get as many stalling calls. I was trying. I was like, man, I even let him I gave him a shot at the choke, and I was like, he ain't gonna get this. I tried to get out, dude. His legs are like, I mean, he's like, what, 6'5", 6'6"?
He's a big dude, yeah, man.
No excuses. I tried my hardest.
Oh, no. Nobody's making excuses for you at all. I'm just impressed because here's what I love about you, John. When you are up against adversity, you go head first. This is a hard tournament, and I knew that people were going to try and pinpoint like weaknesses on what your game is.
Yeah.
What's difficult is you're kind of a dog who has fought before. You're in very good training camps. You've got a great history of jiu-jitsu even behind you. But everybody here has like a little bit of secret sauce. And so tonight, I have to ask you this. What made things different for you tonight than the previous 2 weeks at the PGF so far?
Honestly, respect. I think I was giving them too much respect, and I was kind of being like nice, almost in a sense where like these guys are like something, and then I just feel like after the first 2 weeks, you know, I was just waking up like honestly angry. Like I haven't been like that in a while, and I kept it under control, but I was waking up with this sense of feeling of almost like, man, I feel like everyone is, you know, counting me out. I'm also letting people down, you know, in the fact of like, you know, people know how good I am.
This kid's a
and
fucking dog. Not
Hold
how
on,
good you are.
hold on,
This
hold on,
guy's a
hold on, hold on,
fucking
hold on.
dog.
Hey, come here. So have you guys become the best friends
Hey,
of the whole tournament?
Hey, I told JJ this. I told JJ this at the draft that me and him are gonna be the duo. The jiu-jitsu world didn't know they needed to see.
It's true.
I don't know if you guys
It's
have
true.
watched Hunter x Hunter, but Kilua and Gon, that's
go.
it. That's
I don't
us.
know
Let's
what
go.
it is. I don't know what
Yes,
that
sir.
is.
This is my
That's
bro.
a dog. This
Hey,
guy's
this-
a dog. He's not killable. He's not killable at all. Christo's got a guillotine, and that's gay as hell. Bro, this guy's a dog. You take his back, he's gonna get you off of it. He got $1,000 tonight from getting unkillable, bro.
Why are you putting that up there? You're just
What's up on the coconut?
Shut-
We love you, guys.
we love you. Hey,
Bro,
shout out
we
Grace
love
Gracie.
getting
Thank
paid
you,
out
thank
here.
you.
We love getting paid out here. Let's go.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Why are you besties?
Me and him.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so it's crazy. I get to the draft and I I knew a few people, but I wasn't like
Sure.
good friends, you know. And it's like animosity. Everyone's like, oh, we're about to like kill each other. Let's see if we're on the same team or not. So I like sat down in a random spot, and then he happened to sit down next to me, and he just like at first I saw on his phone like he had like a Bible verse or something. I was like, oh, okay, we'll probably be friends, you know, because I believe in God. Even if you don't, I'll be your friend. But I just knew like, oh, okay, we have similar beliefs, so that's automatically a sign we might be friends. And then. And then I got on my team, and then I was walking off the thing, and he's walking up to me, and I was like, oh, what's up, bro? And he's all like, we're on the same team, and I was like, oh, we're on the same team. Like I wasn't even paying attention. I was so thinking about like my speech I was gonna say when they gave me the mic, because I wasn't expecting that. Like the last draft of season 6 when I was an alternate, you just go and sit there.
Right.
But this time they just like surprised us all, like you're gonna say something, and I was like, dang it, I should have known. I should have had something ready. So I was just like over and over trying to memorize something in my head.
Because let me tell you what it looks like from the sidelines where I'm watching you guys. I see whenever you're up, that dude is screaming out for you and having your back in a big way. Like, even when it looks like, dude, they're close to a submission, that dude's never given up on you. So that's like a really fun friendship that I'm sure you probably didn't expect you would have.
I didn't, and I honestly kind of expected him to be like, because he's young and he's good. I was like, oh, he's gonna be a douche.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his chain. He
mean,
looks. He's a good-looking kid.
Chain, but
He's
the fold over hair, you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell where the eyebrows begin and the hair ends.
But nowadays, like I don't know, the haircut he has like is kind of
No,
mainstream. The
it's
girls like,
yeah, I get it.
I was like, you know, like friend to friend. He's a good-looking kid, and he's young. He's good at jiu-jitsu. He's like making money. I'm like, damn, he's gonna be a douchebag. And then he ended up being like
the best,
the
dude.
coolest kid. Yeah, sorry,
No,
am I not allowed to say that?
You're allowed to curse. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by you because of your, you guys read each other on a good level, and it's been fun to watch. And he definitely today, while you were starting to peak, was so aggressively in your corner. And although I'm not in on your sessions working together, I could feel what you'd been working on. Like, I could see what he was talking about in the shorthand of like, oh, they've been working on this on the sides.
And this brings up the first 2 weeks of like why I feel like I was kind of doing bad. Is like I wasn't in my head, but I feel like when I like fight MMA, I'm a little more checked out where I'm not thinking. Where jiu-jitsu, sometimes I start thinking because it's a little bit slower, and that overthinking will like you'll kind of like stutter.
Yeah.
You know, and having him in the corner just like screaming at me and everything was good because I feel like the first 2 weeks all I could hear was other people coaching over like against me. You know what I mean? Like even over here where Anthony took my back, I'm like in their corner. I have his teammates, his coach, everyone screaming in my face like he's gonna get you, and you're like, no, he's not, and you're like, you know, you're trying to stop that, but to have him screaming the whole time, I told him straight after my match, I was like, bro, honestly, I need you to do that every time.
Yeah. And
we talked as a team before today, and I was like, yo, we need a rally because CJ Murdoch had brought up the fact that like Juan Martinez had him in the straight ankle lock, and Anthony or Aunt Melina was sitting on the side telling him what to do step for step the whole time. And then I was like, see, we need to be on the side. Because CJ was saying how difficult it was making it.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang, if it's making it difficult for him, imagine how difficult it'll make for other people when they're, they're in a position and we're telling how to shut it down and it's like working. That starts to play on their mindset of like, oh, wait, maybe this isn't working. Maybe he does know the defense. So, yeah, so to bring it up is pretty cool. And
it's just an observation. Turns out I wasn't far off from it.
Oh, you're a pretty smart guy, Ref.
I'm all right, man. I just know that when I see that happening, it's kind of like nobody here was thinking when you put money involved, the real prize is the friendship that you make along the way. Because I go, bro, everybody's here is trying to get money, trying to get wins, trying to look good at jiu-jitsu. And then here you guys are being like good friends where it's like, dude, you wish you had somebody like that in your jiu-jitsu corner whenever you're up against the wall.
Literally, that was the coolest thing about the PGF is like I have teammates and a lot of people, but a lot of people are also high-level guys doing their own thing and are older than me, and they kind of have their established group,
Mm-hmm.
So like for me being young and coming up in this stuff is like more than ever recently, I've wanted to be on a team because I've realized how much of an impact it has. Like going to I went to EBI, by myself, not because my coaches didn't want to be there, but just like stuff just popped up and it was like a last minute thing. So I took it because, opportunity, that's how success is made. You just take it and you just do it. So like doing stuff like that, it's hard.
Yeah.
And you're going against a guy where all his friends are like, it's not just his energy, it's not just his ego, it's his energy and all his friends' energy and all his friends' egos making fun of you, saying like, yeah, there's no way that kid's gonna beat you. And half the time, bro, that kid wins because he believes like I'm not gonna let him win because all my friends are behind me. So to be here on the PGF and to almost be forced to be on a team, it's almost like you have to accept the fact that like, yeah, this is a solo event, but at the same time we're on a team. And it's just like wrestling. In high school, wrestling dual meets, this is like the same exact thing as a tri-dual in wrestling. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever because, if you're the first guy who gets to go, you're almost getting the momentum started. You want to go out there and get a bang of a win and your friends are like, oh, I can do the same thing, Or be the guy at the end who's like, all right, everyone might have like got tapped, but I'm going to see if I can pull through and end this block with some momentum.
You bring up momentum, you bring up the excitement, you bring up the hype. Were you feeling that you were making fans in this room today? Because people were starting to cheer very loudly every time you made a walkout tonight.
I thought it was so awesome, to be honest, because I really thought, like, I try not to, like, make stuff up in my head and just, like, put it behind me, but I was, like, I genuinely thought and felt in my heart, just, like, man, like, I feel like people are just, like, counting me out, and they don't think, they just think I'm going to get walked over every match, and it might not be true, but, that was, like, kind of was going through my head, and to come here today, and people might be like, oh, yeah, you just got draws. Like, I don't care. I'm so proud of myself. These guys have been doing this for so long, and it's like, I've been doing it for quite a while, too, but not to this extent where I've been wrestling for a long time, and that's why I'm confident in my wrestling, and I believe anyone who stands up with me is going to have, like, a hard time. But these guys have that same amount of wrestling in the leg lock department.
Agreed.
So anywhere you move, it's just like a flow for them. Like, they're feeling it before it's happening. Like, that's how it feels with wrestling. Like, once you get your arm dragged, like, like, okay, I know if he's good, he's probably going to pull his leg back. As soon as I hit this setup, he's going to pull his leg back, and this is going to open up over here. And so, that's how the leg locks were for me for a while.
Speaking of which, tonight was your second match. Who was your second match tonight?
Spencer Ortiz from Tempe.
Spencer Ortiz.
Do I need to sit closer to this?
Yeah, a little bit doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm monitoring. Okay, Spencer Ortiz was one of your matches. What was your first match?
My first match, Spencer Ortiz. Oh, dang, how did I forget my first match?
Did you have Hoffa tonight?
I had Hoffa.
Okay. The moment I knew something snapped was you always want to get respect on your name. You always want to go with the offense, right? I saw you trying to shoot some leg locks on him, and I thought, what? Because I know my strategy for certain people. That didn't cross my mind for my strategy. And then I go, damn, this dude's really out there because what it does with a good counter leg locker is it puts you right in their line of sight, and it could be game over. And I thought, that's somebody who, for what I know you're capable of, that's closer to the person I have seen compete on my shows and at other places. So then I started to think of one critical thing, which was tonight he believes. Yep. And I felt like that was missing the previous 2 weeks. And it weren't bad performances. Yeah. It's just tonight I could see it happening in real time where I go, damn, it's setting in where it's like, no, you can see the win. You could see drawing a performance out of you that might not have been there. So I was super happy for you, sir.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's been a good time. Have have a strong team. We might be in last place, but I will tell you those guys on that team like CJ Murdoch, JJ, and Zach will be my friends forever, you know. So
That's what's up.
I think it's really cool.
And I saw Zach come back from the dead to come over to make sure he was coaching you.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes when stuff like that happens, you are too busy thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
Zach didn't waste a moment, and I heard him screaming for you in your second match.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, this is a real tight team. So maybe the points aren't there. Maybe they're coming. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But at least that bond is really tight.
Yeah, for sure. And bringing up the counter leg lock, you know, it might be crazy for some people to believe, but in like the 4 years that I've been like, you know, competing in no-gi like really consistently, that was probably like the third or fourth leg lock I've ever shot off.
John.
Hey, so if there's any kids out there watching that are discouraged and they aren't believing they're gonna get better, just know like you just gotta keep going.
I'll be honest. On the show this week, I had even said I looked at your matches and I said these are going to be intense, and I bet you they're going to try and target your leg. And you took that and said, well, what if I targeted their leg?
Yeah.
And to me, I think not only is that a bold strategy, but it paid off tonight, because then maybe you make them a little off their game, and they clearly didn't get the finish, and they're not bad at what they do.
Yeah.
So for tonight, it was an impressive strategy for you, but it was an incredible strategy to watch.
Yeah, and the Hoffa match, oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I had like the entire building was screaming.
Yeah.
And like you can hear it. Like when you're in like an MMA fight, you don't hear anything. You barely can hear your coaches, you know, unless you're like right by them, or like, you know, like you've been like, you took the guy down, you're there for a while, and you're like kind of like, oh, I kind of need some clues now. Like I know what to do, but you know, you're in a fight. You're like some reassurance of like, yeah, I'm moving in the right direction is nice. But to be out here and to hear everyone dude was on their feet, whether they were on his side or my side, it was honestly the coolest feeling ever. It was awesome. That's what's up. And Hoffa, that crazy kid, we went out of bounds right here, he was just staring me in my eyes like this, and I was just staring him back, and it was like I was just like, oh yeah, like we're having a psychopath moment, and I'm kind of loving it. I'm like, let's go, bro. He just staring me in my eyes. I'm like yeah, let's go, bro. And honestly, stuff like that makes me better. Like going back to the center, it was more of an approach like, oh, we're gonna fight. Like same with Spencer, bro. And Spencer, as soon as the match started, he shoved me. It was like something in my head was like, oh, bet. And we're not doing jiu-jitsu, and maybe that's why I did better. Maybe.
And also, there was this moment. You went over. You were talking with Stephen Aiken, and you were like, all these other people are getting mic time. Okay, well, you're here today. So what do you have to say that's so important, sir? Because the thing is, I had already told you were going to be on the post show, and you were like, hey, you're giving all this love to all these favorites.
I was waiting for my chance to say it, but today just happened to be the day, and it was so funny that you came up to me after, because I was so like one-track minded in the moment that I was like, dang, I totally forgot that Raph came up to me before this match and told me that like, hey, you know, keep doing good, and like.
No. Here's the exact phraseology I said to you, because when somebody's on a heater, like they're killing it, you don't want to cool the momentum. So my job isn't to come up to you and be like, yo, congrats, that's all we're doing, you're good. Instead, I'm looking at you and I'm going like, hey, this is an acknowledgement. I want you on the post show. I feel like you're doing a good job. You got one more match out there. Job's not finished. And you looked at me and you're like, great, got it. Message received. So it's like a compliment, but one that says, keep the momentum going, because then we have more to talk about.
It meant a lot. It meant a lot in the moment, bro.
I'm sure it did.
I looked at him, I was like, wait, Raph does have a heart.
He does. Yeah, absolutely.
He came up to me out of care and genuine sincerity, almost as a coach.
I take care of people here in a different way. I roast the shit out of you because you deserve it. And mind you, this young man has threatened me. Is this not true? I'm not fighting you. That's a stupid thing. But you've said you're gonna try to beat the living hell out of me and choke me.
Well, we were supposed to train, and I was like, I thought it was gonna be so funny.
Guess what? This dude has not come to train with me yet.
Hey, well, you know, the OCRTC Jiu-Jitsu program kind of fell through.
Yeah.
So that was another obstacle I was battling before this, of like having to travel and train.
I get that. You know? I understand. I'm just saying, you know, you haven't shown up to come train with me.
Where is your gym again? What city is it in?
I'm out in Woodland Hills.
How far is that from?
It's about, it's an hour and change. You got some time to get out there. So come drive, we'll roll. And, that way
Any other important questions? Because I think we got to get going.
We're basically starting to circle here. So I got to get, I think, one more in here in just a second. But before I get you out of here, sir, talk to the people, let them know where they can find you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Instagram at _JohnChandler_. I also got a YouTube channel. It's _JTC52. Just post, some workout clips, training clips on there and whatnot. But the support would mean a lot. And shout out to all my friends and family at home that are always supporting me and calling me every day throughout this entire thing, and everyone that I train with. All the bigger guys that are MMA based. A lot of the reason I'm surviving on the back in these bad positions is definitely from you guys. So you know who you are, and I really appreciate all of you guys. And shout out to Zoltan and Heather Grace. They've really helped take care of the Once Upon a Coconut team since we've been here, and that's really huge. It says a lot about them and their character, and they don't just care about themselves, and that's been awesome. So thanks to Raph, and that's pretty much all I got to say.
Proud of you, kid.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the rest of your experience, and I'm just gonna note.
Live right now?
Yeah, this is live.
Sick.
This is how this goes.
Hey, Once Upon a Coconut. Get some coconut water. It's amazing.
I'm not against
Telling you,
this.
it's
There's
amazing.
just no transition. You literally just go like,
I
hey,
just finished this one.
that
and
was
I got
fun.
This one.
Here's a thing. Buy it. At least be a little more slick about it.
I already drank a gallon of water today. I'm getting crunk off coconut water, and I know Brady BRANSCUM over here. He feels the same way. He's probably got a backpack.
Why are you talking like
He's got
a radio
backpack full
DJ?
of coconut
Yo,
water
put your
over there.
hands up if you enjoy coconut water.
Yeah.
Want to put a coconut? Brr, brr, brr. All right, get out.
All right, see ya.
All right. Ladies and gents, to close out our night, we got a friend of the show who's joining us. This is a man who had an incredible performance, got his first points on the board tonight, and unfortunately was not able to complete the night, but wanted to complete the night with us. Brady BRANSCUM, how you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Well, sir, so, okay, talk to us. What happened after you got these points on the board? Because you got a great knee bar tonight, sir.
Yeah, I finished the match, and I was doing my interview, and I felt fine, and then I went back to the warm-up area, and as soon as I sat down, immediate pain in my back, and everything went stiff. And now when I arch my back, or if I speak in a certain frequency, I feel it in my back.
I told you this when we were just shooting the shit over here. I was like, I'm afraid to just give you a pat because I keep thinking, I'm like, I don't want to hurt the dude, but I could see you trying to figure out what's the new normal? How can I even sit right now?
Yeah.
So is this hurting you to sit even at the moment?
No, I'm feeling better now.
Okay.
It seemed like it was kind of getting worse over time, but then it kind of hit a point where it started to come down. So
Okay,
I'm
but they
feeling
literally bandaged you up.
yeah.
And I saw, at one point, didn't your ice pack fall out?
Well, yeah. So I was messing with it, and then it fell out. But
And there's nothing worse than watching the comedic incongruity of a man that's like, I got to pick that up, don't I? And just the way, hold on, just so that people understand, because he can't recreate it. When the ice pack falls out, it's just.
I legit felt like man.
And young man, I'm way older than you, but watching you have to struggle to do that.
Yeah, it was
Was a mix of that's the most hilarious and sad thing I've ever seen in my life. But I have to tell you, it's been a very, very incredible moment. I got to give Coach Casey some props because y'all have been killing it. Y'all came here. Andy's getting his wildest dreams, getting his boys to show out here. So do you mind scooting in a little bit? I want to make sure you're in the frame. What has it been like to not only taste some success, but taste it with your actual teammates here in Las Vegas?
Man, it's been so amazing. Today I just felt all the blessings of this life I get to live, and I mean, not everybody gets to do this, and there's a lot of people out there probably watching that wish they could be out here on these mats. So I take that to heart, and I really try to just enjoy every moment that I'm here. Win, lose or draw. I'm excited to be here, and I'm loving this life.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it's your match, but did you do so well in getting points tonight that Andy spilled his drink?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Because I saw that he did.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was your match in particular, but it felt like it would have been yours. And then all of a sudden, you see this look of utter elation, and him be like, what? Oh my God, my boys are doing so well. Oh no, I've dropped a drink. Oh. And so I went up to him a little bit later, and I was sitting on the couch talking with Parodilla, and he looks at me and he goes, wait, how are you allowed to be here? And I go, I'm allowed to be wherever I want. And I go, as long as I'm not spilling drinks. And he goes, touche. And then like walked away. So.
Sounds like him.
No, it's cool, man. I manifested this moment with my boys. It's been really good to watch them. I've enjoyed that for you. So what has the experience been like thus far in? Because this is your, not hometown, but this is basically your neck of the woods.
I mean, yeah, this is my hometown.
But you've got all these people who are coming over to your gym, getting these great sessions.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of friends on your team.
Yeah.
So what has that been like so far for you,
man,
the experience?
It's been, I mean, for the people that aren't on my original team and came here from Texas, Landon and Christos, man, shout out to those guys. They've helped me so much, and I feel like just through these last 3 weeks of this PGF season, I've gotten so much better as a grappler, and I credit a lot of that to them. They helped me, figure out some holes in my games that I really needed to work on, and we've been focusing on that a lot. So I'm very thankful for them. And then, with my two original teammates, Spencer and Derek, man, just being on a team with them and getting to do this on a stage like this has just been incredible. Like those are my boys, So it's been super cool.
You've had such a great attitude amongst a lot of adversity. And I've seen you keep a good level where I've seen a lot of people go up and down and crazy. And no matter what's been thrown at you, I've seen you very even keel. So how do you keep this even keel attitude?
Shout out to Mindset Mike. He's helped me a lot over these last couple months. I've been working with him and really just focusing on gratitude and enjoying the journey. I came into this PGF with the least amount of experience as everybody here. I've only been training for 3 years. So to get to go out there against these guys that have been training almost their whole lives, and to do well against them, it means a lot to me, and I just keep all that in mind and really just try to focus on enjoying myself here. That's the whole point of this. That's why I'm here. I'm not doing this for a job, I'm not doing this for anything really other than enjoying it, so that's pushed me to stay level-headed and not really let those losses or the draws get to me. So yeah, just focusing on gratitude is the biggest part of my mental game.
So given your back, what is the gratitude you're going to find today? Because these are hard days to find gratitude, but if you can, then you can find your next success.
I mean, my back's a little messed up, but still nonetheless, I'm so grateful for this experience. These last couple of weeks have been a grind. I've had to grind really hard for these matches, and I finally got my first win today. And yeah, I mean, I messed up my back a little bit doing it, but it doesn't bother me. It's not too bad, and I know I'm gonna heal from it and come back when I'm ready to come back.
By the way, how did that conversation with Mike John go? Because Mike John was the original one being like, "Ooh, I'm hurt," and then you go, "Hey, man, I got some bad news for you. I can't feel my back."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, I mean, he told me, he was like, I was eating brownies today and eating cookies. And he was like, I was not ready to go in, but shout out to Mike John. He pulled through for me.
That was one of the best matches of the night, too. So credit to him for that.
Shout out to Mike John. He put on a nice performance.
I said maybe you should get injured more often, Mike John, because that was a freaking fire-ass match.
Yeah, that was
Having said that, let this be a lesson, Mike John. Don't be fat. This dude always, look at his Instagram. That Instagram has diabetes. We've covered it multiple times. But on a night like tonight when he goes, "But I was eating brownies," you go, "Brother, you got to get out there.
Yeah,
That's not an excuse."
And I'm really thankful that he could feel my spot like that. Being that it was my back and not somewhere else on my body, like my arm or my leg, it was like I really kind of had to take it in perspective and think about my future outside of just today.
Yeah.
And your back it's the basis of everything in your body, so I didn't really want to
It's a
go
wonderful health report, by the way. This dude's doing a book report on I have read about the back. The back is an important central nervous system to the body. Keep it good and you'll live well. Brady, I'm going to ask you to do this. This is your camera right there. Tell the people where they can find you and hopefully see this journey of what the hell is going to happen to you next, because I don't even know if you know, but tell the people there and take care of your sponsors, sir.
Shout out to Level Black. I appreciate you guys always keeping me fitted. Shout out to my gym, 10th Planet Las Vegas. Andy, Casey, I love you guys. Shout out to my folks. I couldn't do this without you. Shout out to Jiu Jitsu Gel. You guys are always putting me on.
Don't break my mic.
But you guys can find me on Instagram at Brady BRANSCUM. I don't have a YouTube yet, but that'll be soon. And yeah, that's my journey. And I'm really happy to be on this journey with PGF, with all my boys. And man, I love this life. So.
Well, we're happy to have you, sir. I cannot wait to now just do nothing but body lock pass on you. Oh, it's going to be so
work,
easy
bro.
now.
It's gonna work.
I'm going to find him in the gym real quick and get my passes through. Brady, please enjoy the rest of your night, my man. Thank you for making time for us.
You.
I'll see you back here.
Always appreciate you, Raph.
Likewise, sir.
This guy's the man.
I'm all right, brother. Hey, Brady, appreciate you, sir. All right, let's close this up. Hey, we don't got a lot of time, so I'm going to do this fast. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to us. A like, a comment, and subscribe. If you watched any of those matches tonight and you didn't do that, boo. Get on it now. Give us some love. Give us some support. You can also do the following. You can find me at Grappling Hour on all major social media platforms, including patreon.com/Grappling Hour. Give your boy some support. I work my ass off here. I want to make sure we make some more money. That's all I'm saying. You can show some support. $5 a month doesn't hurt you. You buy coffee more than that on a regular basis. So support your boy, Rafa Esparza. Just to remind you guys, we're going to have a new episode of The Bullpen on Friday. It'll be live with myself and Tim. We'll go over some of the stuff that happened here and larger issues in the jiu-jitsu world. You can also check us next Tuesday. We'll have a live pre-show getting ready for this show. Then next Wednesday, before 4 p.m. starts, watch the pre-show with us, see some surprises that are live, and then stay for 30 matches. But don't go anywhere because like tonight, you're going to see another post-show with some great talent. Ladies and gents, that's going to do it for us here at the PGF. We thank you for hanging with us all night long. We hope you have a great night. And just remember one thing. It's been a great night for fighting. We'll see you back on the mats.